Ladies, welcome to the DSA Roundtable. Thank you so much for joining me today, and what an amazing topic we've got to cover here. But before I easy for me to say, before I introduce the topic, I see off to a flying start already. I will introduce you guys. So we are joined, and if you can give me a wave, we are joined by Max Gabriel from Amway.
Hi, Susannah.
Hello. From Sue Corwell from Clean Living.
Hi there.
Hi Sue. And Emma Hill from the One-to-One Diet by Cambridge Weight Plan.
Hello.
How are you? So I'm going to come to all of you for your insights on this as we go through. But just to start with, so how do you support your direct sellers to ensure that they've got the knowledge and the skills in everything they need to be successful? And I, for one, think this is phenomenally important. But I did a little bit of research on this before, and I am going to refer down to the notes because I'd love to have learned this off by heart, but it's quite the topic. But really interestingly, I think the one thing that the DSA does, and everybody within its sector and its members does so well, is support and train and engage with our people. And interestingly, I think since the pandemic started in March 2020, we've improved those levels. I think we've worked harder to support. I think we've worked harder to innovate. And I think it's, phenomenal what some people have done from a distance. But interestingly, statistically across the retail sector and in the UK, employee training is down 19%, which I guess isn't a surprise really, because actually, although we've stepped it up, actually a lot of sectors have probably decreased it and started to look at how they can save money, and we've not got people all in an office, etc. So the average days per annum for training was 7.8, which is now down to 3.1. So that's really not very much training for anybody who's kind of outside the DSA sector. Before COVID, the average spend a head was about £1,500, and I know that all of our members spend way more than that on training and coaching their people. But the average spend, interestingly, now is as little as £300 per person per annum. So that really isn't very much money on looking. And interestingly, job-specific training has continued to grow and takes about 85% of that, which I guess if you're doing a specific job, they have to train you for that, but nothing much else. Technology is about 10%. So the other less than 5% is everything else, including individual growth. So where I think this is really interesting is actually, as the Direct Selling Association and, and you guys that you do as our members, you spend so much more than less than 5% of the time training to get individuals to work together and to better themselves. And I think, as a sector, we pride ourselves on giving people personal growth objectives, helping them along that journey. So I'm dying to hear what you guys have been up to. And I know it will have changed enormously from big face-to-face meetings to having to do things virtually. And maybe out the other side now, we're starting to see things come back to normal. So I'm really looking forward to hearing about it. And Max, tell us what you guys have been doing at Amway.
Well, I think your statistics are really interesting, and I'm pleased to say that at Amway, once the pandemic hit, we bucked the trend. We actually vamped up our training, so we did even more. We've always been very good in training. We're very fortunate at Amway that we do have dedicated professional trainers, and these are subject matter specialists as well. So we've always invested very highly in our business owners. We deliver training in person. We also do this virtually and via live stream. But of course, with the pandemic, we stopped all the classroom training and everything became virtual. And then it became almost easy because location didn't matter. We did it constantly wherever people were. They could just use the link and connect. Our training is free to all of our business owners. So of course, everybody working at home meant that they were more accessible to do training. And we do deliver the training usually outside of what would be the standard office hours. So in direct selling, many people do their business part-time. So we tend to do our training based on their availability, which is often in the evenings and at weekends, any day of the week. So it's anywhere, anytime, any place. And we deliver in a number of different languages. So we found that during the pandemic, because we are in 28 countries across Europe, people, if they wanted to access training in their mother tongue, could just click on a link and connect with a trainer anywhere in Europe. So actually, they were even more engaged than they ever were, so, which had a knock-on effect for us, because then they became really interested in developing their social skills as well, because we, of course, focus on giving really comprehensive product training, but we also focus on developing the individual. So when you come to direct sales, you don't just learn about the product, you actually grow and develop yourselves. So we do things like leadership training, we do business skills training, and during the pandemic, and still to this day, we are investing very heavily on social skills. So social selling has become really important. And I think, Susannah, you've alluded to this in some of your previous roundtables. And during the pandemic, this was the perfect time to illustrate and demonstrate to business owners how they can use this to actually engage and connect with even more people without even leaving home. So yes, we invest heavily in our business owners, and training is very much designed to map their learning journey. So as they build their business, we try to make sure that we map the training support we give at every stage of their development in growing their business. So we've really, sounds quite strange, but not being able to see people face to face, we've actually spent more time communicating with people and talking to people and seeing people, and also giving them skills, just like what we're doing here today. How do you connect with people via the camera? Lots of people are very shy, probably never even used things like Teams or Zoom before. We always did, but this was a great way to show people you can also do this and you can grow your business without ever leaving home. And what we have actually developed with them now, I think, is not just because of the pandemic, it has been life-changing. And I think it's a change that will stay with us for a very long time, if not forever.
It's amazing. And Max, I find it so interesting, as you say, actually, as a sector, we upped our game when so many others went into, into almost remission, as it were, and kind of withdrew from it and didn't. That we really did. And I, think for me is that dedicated. And I think, that Amway's program has always been, I mean, you and I have worked together before, and yes. I know that it's exceptional, but where I think it's interesting is you've always had dedicated trainers, yet so many people have just wrapped their training up into HR now. And actually, it's not about HR, it is about growth and leadership and values. And just putting it into people, as you say, mother tongue is so important. If you're going to learn as a leader, you have to really feel that emotion, don't you? It's not about you do this, you do that. When it comes to leadership, it's always, I always tap my heart when I say to the girls, it's about what's in here and bringing it alive to go on and do something with. So I think that's absolutely fantastic. And thank you very, very much for sharing your journey. Sue, let's head over to you. What's been happening at Clean Living?
Definitely. Thank you very much. Thank you, Maxine. I really enjoyed that. It's fantastic. And we're a less established business than yours. So it's really interesting to learn what you're actually doing. Here at Clean Living, we have a lot of people who have never actually been involved in direct sales before, because we're quite new. So it's a really exciting time to be seeing those leaders emerging now. You see that really from day one, don't you? And we're really seeing that, and we're really gaining momentum here. So it's a very exciting time. But you've asked us to talk to you about what support we provide and what makes, what helps us to make people successful. So I thought what I would do today is run through the training program that we actually have here at Clean Living. Obviously, that's going to evolve and grow as our people evolve and grow. But one thing I do believe is in simplicity. I'm a huge believer in simplicity, because I think when people come into direct sales, often, as you've already said, they have another job. They may have a busy family life. Time is precious, isn't it? So if things are too complicated, then I think that really prevents people from getting off to that flying start. So we keep everything very simple. We have a 90-day program. So when people join, there's a 90-day program, which I know a lot of direct sales companies successfully do, but really takes people through their first 3 months to make sure they get off to a flying start. The reason that's so successful is because it gives the recruiter the opportunity to actually have a business plan in front of them, if you like. They're not having to think about something and work something out. Even if they're new, all they've got to do is follow that 90-day program. So for 3 months, they know exactly what they've got to do to help that person get up and running. We also support the 90-day program with one-to-one calls. On the welcome call that we make when someone's joined, we revisit the 90 days as well. and talk to them about, you know, what is it that you'd like to get from your business? Do you know what you want your business to look like? Oh, no, not really. Okay, well, let's explore that then, because, you know, how can you actually train if you don't know what someone actually wants from their business? So love that. Love the fact that we have the 90-day program, and it's working really successfully for us. We also have a 12-6-2 program, which means that we provide them with the figures, no promises of incomes. We don't do that. But, you know, if you sell 12 cleaning caddies a month and you sign up 6 people for a subscription and you recruit 2 people, then this is what you could potentially earn. And I love that, again, because it's simple. You know, if I come into this business, I've never done this before, what do I need to do? Okay, do that. And that's what you can do. So that's what you can earn. So that, again, really helps. I think doing some very simple number crunching, giving them a basic plan to work to. Onboarding calls, I'm really hot on that. I think that's so important. I know you're all smiling, so I'm sure you will do the same. But telling everybody on the call where to find information, how to access the Facebook page. Please interact on the Facebook page. Please sign up for Trustpilot, try the products, and please add your comments to Trustpilot. We've just started doing that. And really getting some accountability going. And from that onboarding call, I will then book. It's just me doing the training at the moment mostly. So what we will do from there is then book their next call. So it's in the diary, and they know when that's going to happen. Make sure they've got everybody's contact details. Social media training, I don't do that. I'm not the expert, but we have a lovely lady in the team who is, and she trains the social media and doing a great job. As Maxine said, it's more important than ever before that they understand how to work their Instagram, their social media, how to, the importance of using branded images, which we provide them with, thanks to our CEO, does a great job. But, you know, we really are hot on that, very hot on that. Product training, we are hot on that as well. Demonstration training, how to do a demonstration, because now, although a lot's been done on Zoom, I think people are filtering back out, aren't they? So we are now talking to people about, you know, get face-to-face, get groups of people together, even if it's small groups in a garden, you know, let's build those relationships again. So we're really keeping that demonstration alive. I totally believe that you can do things through social media and Zoom, but I do believe also in those all important connections. I think that's really a great place to find your future consultants as well. We do training on how to build a team. We also run a lunch and learn every week, which was already in place when I came to Clean Living, but it's fantastic. You know, one week they just come on for a chat and they love that. And it's amazing to hear all their ideas. It's also developing their leadership skills, because they're given the chance to talk about what they're doing and what they're doing in their teams and so on. So lunch and learn is fantastic. And then the following week, we will choose a training topic. So I'd encourage anybody to do that. It's absolutely fantastic. And they do love it. And it helps to keep us together as a team. Leaders meetings twice a month. We just started those because we now have some leaders emerging, which is fantastic. Mentoring calls and recognition is the other way that we support people. And I know you'll all do that too, but lots of recognition on Facebook, lots of recognition on our calls, on our lunch and learn. Really, really important. So I think that's kind of giving you an overview to what we do here at Clean Living. In a nutshell, we do a lot more. But I hope that's been of help.
Oh no, that's amazing, Susannah. And interesting, I'm a massive fan of what I always call KISS, so keep it simple, just because it is that moment, isn't it? If it's too hard to explain in an elevator, it's too hard to explain full stop. And you've got that little bit of where everyone can just jump on it and go, do you know what, I know how that works. But I think as well, for me, one of the things that I pick up on and I always talk about is, what does good look like? What is success for you? Because if you know that, it's very easy to, again, it's here, isn't it, to bring it alive for what you want to deliver, because that's what you're aiming to, that's your goal. And whether you physically write it down and put a date on it and really drive yourself to it, or actually you just know what makes you happy in your job, then that's great. And one of the other things I think I pick up on that you so rightly say is, almost the pandemic's made us pick the phone up a little bit more. So whereas before there were training events, we'd almost wait until the next training event, but now actually you schedule in calls and we do it a little bit more frequently. So where I think some sectors have stepped back from doing it, we've actually almost done it more, which I think is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much for talking me through that. And for a new company, you're doing a lot. So well done. That's amazing.
Thank you. Well, thank you. And kudos to our team, because they're a great team. So thank you.
Thank you. Emma, tell us what's been going on at the One-to-One Diet by Cambridge Weight Plan.
I don't know how to follow Sue and Matt. So here we go. I'm going to give it my best shot. So over at the One-to-One Diet by Cambridge Weight Plan, just like Sue and Max, we offer a lot of training to the network, as their roles are all about one-to-one support, offering amazing service to dieters who want to go on a weight loss journey. So their knowledge, their understanding and their people skills is really, really important right from day one. So we ask all consultants joining the business to attend a one-day mandatory training session surrounding the brand and offering that personalised weight loss to dieters, because we've got lots and lots of dieters across the globe and every single person has a different reason for losing weight. So it's important for us that our consultants know how to flex their style and to offer that personalised service where they need it. We cover off lots of knowledge about people, product and plan, which are our 3 Ps, but also surrounding the business for new consultants and giving really important business tips on how to get started, but more importantly, from a brand perspective, enjoy their business journey from day one. You know, exactly what Sue said, we don't want it to be hard work. We want them to love it and build a business that they want to build and have some fun along the way. We are all about fun over at the One-to-One Diet. We do it as a full day's training with loads of interactivity, and just like Max and Sue have said, over the last 18 months moved it totally into the Zoom room. So we do all of our training over in Zoom. It's been pretty game-changing for us because it's meant consultants from across the UK haven't had to travel to one central location, and those big journeys, you know, we used to have people coming down from Scotland on the sleeper train, just doesn't need to happen. So it's up that level of engagement and that kind of afternoon session that you always used to have in face-to-face. So it's been really game-changing. Alongside this, we do a lot for our existing consultants, again, just like Max and Sue, on how to attract new dieters, how to support team members, and also that focus on social selling and social media. We have an in-house team of subject matter experts too, who offer training on a day-to-day and weekly basis to the consultant base. And we also partner with experts in the field, so network marketing experts, social media experts, to allow the consultants to get lots and lots of information in areas that are key in their business. Last year, we all felt it. We knew that when that lockdown decision was made, we needed to move quick. And we went overnight to have some really kind of worried and disengaged consultants. So we did exactly what Sue's done, which is introduce these 1-hour share sessions. So we do a breakfast session, a lunch and learn, which is great that we both use the same name because it just works, and a twilight session as well, both in and outside of working hours, focused on team, on business, on social media, and allowing people to come together with the breakout rooms, the networking opportunities, listening to what great looks like, so from some expert consultants in the field, and just allowing them to share top tips. At the beginning of every session, we'd be saying, like, what's your mood like today? So we knew what we was working with in the room and personalising the support that we was giving to people who were going through a really hard time of change. So we really did that quickly, and we have kept that as part of what we do as part of our training strategy. It worked. It's 1 hour and it's short and it's snappy and it works. And also we've got the learning platform, which I'm sure you've both got as well, offering that kind of blended learning opportunity and an opportunity to consultants who are really, really busy. So those who don't have time to come to the lunch and learns and all the other sessions that we do, we allow them to do that in their own time too. So we've got a great extensive library of learning on something we call the Learning Hub, and it just allows people to do it in their way, in their own time. And of course, we've got level training, so we offer level specific training across our compensation plan to make sure that we are giving people at the different levels the exact training that they need. So we've developed this over the last few years to ensure that our training is personalised, just like the support the consultants give to their dieters and their team. And finally, my last thing, we offer leadership training just like Max. So 3 sessions that are all virtual, that focus on building you as a person, so understanding your personal style, understanding your goals for your business, right through doing the same with team members, so understanding what your team style is and understanding what their goals are so that you can support them as a leader in the business. So that's pretty much it. We pack our training, but I think it's right what you said, Susannah, you know, we took lots of leaps and bounds forward over the last year because we definitely knew we had to up our game and help these people build their business.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Thank you so much. And I think, I mean, I was down with you last week, wasn't I? So I can actually doubt that I see all the hub of it all and what's going on. It's amazing. But I think interestingly there, you say that is enjoy your business journey. Yeah. And I think having watched the videos last week, being part of the whole judging process for the Slim Awards, it's watching those guys enjoy the journey of building their business and helping support other people is just absolutely phenomenal. But I'm going to steal, and I'm going to be honest now, I'm going to plagiarise your people, product and plan, because I think the 3 Ps is amazing. So no, I think that's really good. But the other thing that I love that you say is about blended learning. And I think this sector as a whole takes for granted that we've always offered that. But actually, because of how this sector runs, is we do work from home sometimes. We do bring people together. We do all of different cultures, different languages globally. It's this amazing group of incredible people that have that business journey. So we've always done blended learning, really, and I think it's so important to recognize that, because I think we almost set the lead foot into that. And I think there's a lot of companies that, as they have left their offices and maybe won't go back, that our sector can actually help support how to do that. Because keeping people engaged, keeping people growing personally is very difficult if you've not got them in a room all the time with you to check at those water cooler conversations can't happen because the water cooler is not there. So I just think it's so important that we kind of sent down the benchmark. So ladies, thank you very much for joining me today. It's fascinating to hear what you do, and I love that there's similarities, but that every organisation has its own heartbeat. And I'm going to do it again, it's the only bit that makes us all different, but under the same umbrella. So thank you so much indeed. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Maxine. Have a lovely rest of your day, and keep up the training. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.